So in this video we will see how to use those three watches, and why those three watches in the same video. It's basically because they are about the same. So this is the Garmin Tactix 7, this is the Garmin Epix 2, and this is the Garmin Fenix 7X. So I will do most of the video with the Garmin Epix because basically it does have, well, the most easiest screen to read. And yes, it's the same thing, so we're gonna do most of the video with that one. This video will be chaptered, so if I talk about something you don't care about or you just want to skip to the next part, you can use the timeline at the bottom to skip to the next chapter. So the first point we will see is how to use the buttons of the watch. This is very useful to navigate inside the watch, so it's the first point we will see. This way I will not need to explain to you how to navigate inside the watch after that part of the video. So let's start with those two buttons. Those two buttons are made to navigate down and up. So you press here, you go up, you press here, you go down. So pretty easy. You navigate up and down. Then when you want to select something, you press the start stop button just right here. So if I want to go inside, well, that weather widget, come up, navigate with up and down to that weather widget, and I select it with that upper right button, just like that. So now I'm inside. Then I can still navigate with up and down to go from a page to another. And if I press start stop, well, actually it does nothing because there's nothing to select. However, if I want to come back, as you can see here, it says back. If I want to come back to the previous page, I press on the back button and then I go back. You can press back twice to come back to that main page. From here, you can't go back because, well, it's the most back you can go. But if you are inside a menu and a sub menu or something, and you want to come back to the first page with a single touch, you press and hold the back button, and this will take you back to the main page. So again, navigate up and down, select, and back. All right. Now there's a special feature with that up button. As you can see, it also says menu. So if you press and hold the up button, it will be the menu button. So when you hold it, you reach the menu. Again, still from here, you can navigate down and up, and you can select and go back. Well, actually, that was a bit weird because I select the watch face. Oh, actually, the watch is in French, so I'm going to set it in English. So I'm going to go in System, Language. Did I go too fast on that one? I will redo it again. Okay, so that is loading to be in English, and now we are in English. So how did I manage to do that? I'm from the main page. I will press and hold the menu button to access the menu, and then I go up to go at the very bottom of the page, because if you are at the most upper option, you press up, you go at the very bottom. And then I go inside System by selecting it, and then I am now on Language. If I want to go on Time, I will go down, but I want to go on Language, so I will go back up. I will select Language, and from here I select the language that I want to choose. So I did choose English. I select it, and then it's loading. Well, it was already in English, but it's reload the English, whatever. And then it's done. I could go back to the main menu by pressing and holding the back button, or I can going back by pressing the back button multiple times. There's also that upper left button, which is the light button. It might be weird on that one. Well, actually, you can see it's darker. That's what it does. If actually this is the Garmin Epix 2, there is no backlight on that watch. If you go on, that's the Fenix or the Tactix, that will be the same thing. When you press the light button, it does turn on the backlight. I said there is no backlight on this one because this is an AMOLED screen. So basically you can't broadcast anything without producing light, because every pixels are a light turn on to a certain color. So yeah, that's what it is. So that's the light button. You can also navigate inside the watch with the touchscreen. And again, it's the very same thing. So I'm going to come back to that Epix too. The touchscreen, basically you will just navigate up and down and it goes very well. It's very intuitive. So, well, if I want to go inside the weather app again, I'm gonna hit the weather app. You don't need to be in front of it. So if I want to go into sunset and sunrise, I just hit it and I'm inside. If I want to go see the other days, we'll come back to that later. But if I'm inside something and I want to come back to the previous page, I just swipe, well, just like that. So from left to right. So it goes back. And, well, there's nothing really much to say. You go up, down, you just swipe, and it's very, very easy to understand. There's a very great feature about the Tactile here. And as you can see here, there's some data fields. Actually, this one says now 21 degrees. That's the temperature in Celsius outside. So if I want to reach the weather app, because this information comes from the weather app, as you can see here, it's 21 degrees outside. So instead of swiping up and going to the weather app, what I could do is simply to press and hold the now 21, and it takes me inside the weather app. That works for every all of them. So if I press and hold the steps, whoops, like that, I'm now inside the steps. I can see where I did my steps in the day. That one is about the battery. Do I have something about the battery? Oh, I can go in battery saver mode. Okay. Altimeter, like that. See, you go straight to the option. So instead of going to that's into the ABC and swipe there. So it's a much quicker way to access some data. But the Tactile screen, put your crossed finger on the screen. So yeah. Next point is about the watch face. So this is the watch face. So you got some information. Everything is customizable. So the way you will have to do it is to press and hold the menu button to access the menu. And maybe there's something I didn't say a bit earlier about that. Is that when you go into the menu, you will have access. Everything that will be under that will be the main menu, so settings. But everything over that will be the menu of what you are on right now. So actually, if I press the menu button, you have access to the watch face menu. But if I'm inside the weather app and I press and hold the left button, as you can see, I have the weather options. Under that, you've got the settings. But over that, you've got the weather option. So if I'm on the sunset, sunrise, going to the menu, I can have access to location and those things. And if I'm inside the altimeter, barometer, compass, I will have access to ABC options. So the options you will see will vary from what page you are on. So if I want to edit the watch face, the obvious things to do will be to go inside the menu and go inside watch face. So on the watch face, I can select different interface of page that I want. Actually, I really love that one, so I will keep it that way. So I'm going to select it, and once it's selected, you can change some things. The layout is what we have just done. You can simply go and apply, and it will be applied, just like that. You can change the data. You can change the accent color. So actually, you see it's red, but if I want something more bluish or purple or whatever, I'm colorblind. So you choose the color you want. You got also the data color. So if you want to change it, does it change something? Looks pretty much the same to me, but whatever. Or you can also go on data. Data is the most interesting one. So actually you can see here it says Thursday the 2nd. So that's the day of the weeks and the day of the month. But I can navigate from up and down when I'm on that page to see what can I have here. So we can have Epix, Thursday the 2nd, or I can also have the day of the month and the month itself. This is the number of steps of the day with a little graphic that's kind of friendly. The sunset time, my heart rate, my body battery, I think. I'm not sure what it is. My average time should do a 5K, my VO2 max, calories burns, and those information, I don't know what they are because they are not showing up because I was not wearing the watch for the last few days. I could have access with it probably with my Fenix, but just navigate inside it. It's pretty obvious. Maybe we can see it. Oh, I did go a bit too fast. So you press up and down if you want to change the information, and when you're satisfied with it and want to skip to the next one, you press the start stop button. Now, as you can see, it's the heart rate down there that is blinking. And if I press it again, that's that one, and it will go in circle up to the last one. If you want to go back, you can press the back button and still modify those other information. So if I want to change the battery time remaining, I can press the up and down. So now you can see I've got the actual weather, highs and lows of the day, number of steps. That's the sunset time, calories burns, number of floors climbed. You got a lot of information, and most of them are pretty obvious. So let's go back to that battery time. That was a little bit higher. Now, battery time, 5 days. All right, so select it, and we're all good. And finally, apply. That will take us back to the main page. So that was it for the watch face. Next, we will see the widgets. So those are the widget, and I think they renamed that. It's now Glance. So they call that Glance, so let's call it Glance. Actually, I really love widgets. But anyway, so to access to the Glance, you press the up or down button. So if you press the up button, you will reach the last glance of the page, and if you go with the down button, you will reach the first one. So that's the weather. Actually, everything is customizable. Again, if I press the menu button, I can go into the reorder glance and put the weather under the sunset. So I can do it again. So if I want to move the sunset under weather, press and hold the menu button, no, not remove, reorder glance, and put it where I want with the up and down button, and select when I'm satisfied with the position. So what are those glance? So if I go inside weather, here I've got the actual weather outside, the actual temperature, and so it's actually 21 degrees Celsius. That feels like 21 degrees Celsius. There's actually a 50% chances of rain. The highs and lows of the day is 21 to 13, and there's actually a wind of 2 kilometers per hour from south, and that was updated at 23. Actually, I read on the very small screen of my camera, so it's not very easy. And then you can see that inside the weather app, when I move here, there's several pages. So if I go down, I access to the forecast for the next hours. And now, as you can see, there's 3 dots just right here. And the first one is lining up. So if I press just right here, I will move to a second page to see a bit further what is the incoming weather. If I go down, I can have the weather for the next few days. And then I've got the 12-hour trends. So the actual line just right here, I think it's red or green or something like that. That's the temperature. Again, I'm colorblind. And the blue one are the weather, the chances of rain. And the final page is about the air quality. I can go back here. I will see another widget. Glance. This one is the sunset and sunrise. I love this one. It says that today, without even going in, it says that it's the sunrise this morning at 5:05 and will set tonight at 2031. And there's actually 3 hours and 51 minutes of sun remaining. So if I go inside here, I will have this on a beautiful graph, and I will even have the twilight time. If I press the up and down button, I will see the sunset and sunrise time with the twilight for the next few days, and you can go to any day of any day of the years. Here, if you press the menu button, you can change the location. So we are actually on current location, but you could search for a city. So if we go, for example, with Oslo, just because it is short to input, and actually I'm not looking inside the watch, so it's kind of hard to do. And I've didn't spell it right again. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do it by watching on the screen. See? So much easier. And then so there's Oslo in Florida, Minnesota. Oh, there's not the Oslo that I wanted. Okay, well, let's, for the example, go for that one. So in Oslo in Florida, that's the sunset and sunrise time. Maybe because I didn't load it on the map. Anyway, I can go also, because it doesn't want to find it. I can go with use map. So by using map, I can zoom out just like that. So I'm going to go very, very far. On the map here, I can move right there. So that's Norway. Oslo is somewhere around here. So I'm going to zoom in. That's Sweden. Oslo's just right there. So I'm going to press and hold that button just right here. And it will find the nearest city, and it's Eidsvoll, so it's probably a neighbor city of Oslo, but I actually have the time of that place, so yes, you can see it's different. So very great feature. Next one will be the ABC, altimeter, barometer, compass. So inside here, you can see in which direction you are heading. If you press the start stop button, no, that one. We'll come back to that later. That's the actual altitude we are, so 90 meters. And the barometer, actually here, you can see a straight arrow. That means that the atmospheric pressure is actually stable. If you would see an arrow going up or down, that would say that the actual pressure is not stable. So if we go down, we have the altimeter with a graph, the barometer with a graph, and finally the compass, that now if I press the button, it will lock heading, and it will help you to I have to set it just like that, and it will help me to keep the same cap. See? That's what it is. Unlock heading. All right. Next one. I don't use all of them, but that one indicate my VO2 max on bike and on running. That's what it is. Training status, last activity, number of steps of the day, my heart rate. So if I go inside here, I should be able to see my average rest heart rate of the weeks, the days, you see, all that. Actually, I'm not wearing it. I didn't wear it since a few hours because I do those videos, but if I go here, now you understand why I'm using the Epix to make that video. It's so less clear, but I did not wear it so for so long, so it's not. You can see the the graph, but whatever. There would be a graph here. That's the body battery. Your sleep time. If you go inside here, you can see your sleep time for today or the previous days, your actual deep light REM and awake time for every night. That's the kind of information you will find here. What else do we have? your blood oxygen. I just didn't calculate it with that watch. Your notification, music control, but we'll come back to that later. It's kind of useless to access it from here. There's a better way. There's other glance. If you press the menu button, instead of going on remove or reorder, you can add glance, and as you can see, there's some much more glance just right here. Yeah. So let's go back to the main page because now it's about the glance. Now we will need the two other watches because we will talk about the flashlight. Yes, the flashlight. What a feature that I love. So when you press the light button twice, you got a flashlight. And actually this one is green. That's okay, we'll see that a bit later. We also have, well, actually this one is red. So if I press that button just right here, I can access the flashlight with more option right there. So here you can see that I'm on the green, but if I go up here, I've got the white flashlight. That's the same principle for that one. Whoops. This button here, go on flashlight and go just like that. So remember the previous state when you do those double tap. So if you double tap it, it just turn on to the previous state of the flashlight. There's also a flashlight on that one, but it's a bit different and so much less efficient. If you double press it, you got this flashlight, and actually, yes, it is just white bars, but as I told you earlier, this screen produces light with pixels. So actually, it's kind of impressing the quantity of light this will create in a very dark environment. But yes, actually, it just does nothing compared to this. Yeah, it's so much different. But you can have less light or also the red light right there. But let's talk about those one because they are obviously more interesting. So at anywhere you are on the watch, you just double press that button and it turns on the light at the previous state it was. If you want to have full control, you can press on all the control button, the light button. We'll come back to that page later, and then you navigate to the flashlight, you select it, and you turn it on. And here, as you can see, you have 4 levels of light. And the last one is the color light. So yes, on the Tactix, it's green, and on the Fenix, it's red. It's just made like that. It seems that, well, actually red is the easiest color on the eyes in a dark environment. But the green seems to be better for forces people. Then, again, like I told you earlier, when you press on all the menu button, you always have access to more options. So actually you've got that one, the distress pattern. So when you press that button here, it will do an SOS. Actually, it says that it says my name, so Pascal Marquis, that's me, and just under it, it's actually it's blurred out because it's my emergency contact information. So the name and the phone number, but you won't see it. If I return to that flashlight, go back, all right, and press and hold again, go on strobe, you're gonna have few features. So you got a blink like this one. You will have a custom. This one you will be able to do whatever you want, change the mode, the speed, and the color. That's the last time I did use it. I was on a bike and I forget to bring my tail light, so I just enabled that one, and it did produce a very bright light just beside me, so I was very visible. Very, very handy feature. And then you've got the blitz, that one, and you got the beacon, and you also have the pulse, that one. So that's the 4 mode you have, but you can also choose the speed and the color of all of those one. So yeah, very, very good feature. Now, let's talk about controls. When you press and hold the lights button, you come up to that page, and we will come back to the Epix. So again, you see it's the very same page. We do have the very same feature. So what do we find in here? Actually, you see there is that one that is broadcast earth rate. So when you go inside it, you can broadcast your heart rate to another device. So for example, this one, I will use it when I'm on my Tactix, so my stationary bike. This will share my heart rate from the watch to the other device. Very handy feature. You can power off the watch, of course. You got access to battery saver. So actually it says 5 days of battery, but if I enable it, I've got 16 days of battery, but I have less feature. Again, we have music control, but as I told you earlier, we will come back to it later. As you can see, there is so many ways to access something, so you really do it the way you want. You have your wallet if you have compatible credit card with Garmin Pay. You've got access to clock. We'll come back to that later. Save location if you want to save your actual location. This is a feature that I love. Find my phone. So if I press that, you will hear my phone ring in the background. So I use that a few times a day, every time I'm looking for my phone. You've got the do not disturb option. So this way, if you receive a notification from your phone, it will be broadcasted on the screen, but it won't do any vibration or sound. You can enable the touchscreen from here. So actually it's disabled, but if I come back here, now it's enabled. Actually, I forgot to talk about that a bit earlier, but if you want to disable that touchscreen at some point, what I did is I create a shortcut that I will show you a bit later. That is to press and hold those two buttons and it disable the touchscreens. It is sometimes a handy feature, so I prefer to just do that shortcut instead of pressing and holding that button and then navigate to disable the touchscreen and then disable it. It's very handy to have it just with a shortcut. Then you've got the sleep mode. Actually, the sleep mode might be a bit different from those two watches or those three watches. Well, basically it's from this watch and those two watch. On this one, it will be the mode that will change the most because basically if I enable it, you will see it will also enable do not disturb, just like that. But if I come back to the main page, well, we now have this very simple page with less pixel enabled, and as you can see, it did turn off very quickly because every pixel produces light. When you're sleeping, they want the less pixel enable, and it's very dim. Those watches, because they are not producing any light when you don't use the backlight, they don't have to put less information. So when you go inside that night mode, that is not even there by default. We can add it. So if I press and hold that menu button and go into add control, I can find the sleep mode. Do I? No. Why it's not there? I think it's on. I think I did see it on the Tactix. No, not that one. Oh yes, is it? Sleep mode, it's there. Funny, I just discovered that. It's on the Tactix. Let's do it again. Nope. Oh yeah, it's there. Sorry. So sleep mode, also here. Enable sleep mode. Sleep track will not be affected. Yes, of course. So it will track your sleep. But yeah, it will basically probably just put it on do not disturb mode and reduce the backlight intensity. I think it's pretty much it. But so it's a bigger difference on that one. Let's disable that again. Okay, you can choose the brightness. Again, the flashlight. again, disable the display. What is that? Display off. Okay, weird one. I will have to make some research. I don't know what this one is, sorry. And again, as you did see, you can go on add controls and add one of those if you want to have access to it into controls. There is some more feature on the Tactix, so they are all the same feature on every watch, but the Tactix does have 3 more features. There is a night vision that when you enable it, it just disables the backlight, but turn it on just at a very low level, so you can see the watch with night vision Google. It also disables the earth rate sensor, probably because it would be disturbing with night vision Google. And you also have the stealth mode. Stealth mode will basically disable every antenna of the watch. So basically would put it on airplane mode, kinda. And it will also disable the recording of your position on the map. So you will see where you are on the map, but you won't see where you pass. So it will kind of disable the trackback feature. This is made so if you are taken by the enemy, so they don't know where you pass to get there. And you got the kill switch that you can have access from here, but the best way to activate the kill switch is to press and hold those 2 buttons, and basically it will kill the watch. Not kill it, but factory reset it. So if you don't press any button, well, it resets the watch. So you press the 2 buttons and you have to do nothing for 10 seconds and the watch will be factory reset. That is to quickly delete information if you are get by the enemy. The Tactix is the military watch. Did I tell that those are not the default bands? I did replace them because I am actually testing them. Okay, next point is about the music. Like I told you, I'm back to the music. So the reason why I don't like to access the music by going up there and going inside the music app, or just pressing and holding here and go to the music app, like I told you, it's the very same thing. It's because anywhere you are on the watch, you can press and hold the down button and it will take you to the same page. And it's a very lovely page. So basically, actually, I can press play. I'm not sure if my phone will start any music because I'm not into a music app, but sometime it managed to find something to play after a few seconds. But when there's something playing on the phone, actually it goes pretty well. And did you manage to find something? No, but whatever. You would see the title of the track and you can skip to the next track. And if you press that button here, you can play with the volume. But actually it's not playing with the volume because there's nothing playing. And you would see a graph of the volume percentage. And you can come back to the previous song, go to the next one, and you can have control all over here. So that's the phone control. That's the feature that I use. But you can also download music inside your phone. If you go on the menu just right here, I know you hold it now, and you choose a music provider, you can add MP3s inside your watch. Or you can also add providers, but for this you will need to go on the Garmin Connect app. But well, you can use Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, and some few others that are less popular. You can connect, if I go back here, headphones. So you connect Bluetooth headphones and you just listen to your music. It is not an option that I recommend to use because it basically drain your battery like crazy. But if you just don't want to bring your phone and listen to music, well, go ahead. It works very well. It just drains your battery. So yeah, that's the music app feature. The next one we will talk about is the clock. As I told you earlier, you have access to the clock just right here. And when we go inside, you have access to alarms, timer, stopwatch, and alternate time zones. If I come back here, the reason I'm not going there, it's because if I'm not on this one and I'm just like, okay, I did find my phone a bit earlier. So instead of going there, and then going up there and select it, the only thing I have to do is to press and hold the menu button from the watch face and go down to clock. It's always at the same place. I don't have to look for it. So what do we have inside here? We've got alarms. As you can see, there is 2 alarms. Let delete that one. No, this page is a bit special. I have to go and edit, select it, and I should see delete just right here. Okay, so there is one at 8:30 that is actually off. If I want to, actually I'm on edit, so if I want to set it on, so this one will ring a single time because the repeat is to off. So if I set it to on, it will ring at 8:30. If I set it to off, well, there is no alarm. If I go on plus, I can choose to have an alarm, let's say at 10:25, like that. The repeat is at off, but I will go down to edit. So actually status is on. All right, it will ring at 10:25. Repeat, I can have it on daily, weekdays, weekend, or custom. So if I want to have it on Monday and Thursday, that's all right. I've got it on 2 days. I can choose a sound and vibe. So that's the one by default. But if I just want to have vibration, that's perfect. I have vibration only. Very handy feature if you're sleeping with someone and you don't want to wake it up. Or if you sleep in a dorm, there's 15 other people and you don't want to wake everybody. You just have a vibration on your wrist. That's all right. If you go inside label, don't need that, done. And all right, I'm on the main page. I see that my alarm is on and it will ring on Monday and Thursday. Is that one? Yeah. Let's disable that. I don't want to hear that tomorrow. Next one is timers. So if I go inside timers, I can choose the time that I want. So let's say 15 minutes and 15 seconds. Select it. All right, start it. And well, I've got my timers. And as you might see here at the very top, there is a black bar that is going bigger and bigger. It's because it is showing the percentage of where we are on that timer. I can reset it and stop it and just go back. It will ring at the end, obviously. The stopwatch, well, it's a stopwatch, so you press play and it starts a timer. And at the bottom, just right here, you've got the lap. So if you press lap, it creates a lap, and you got the other time here. You can press it as many times as you want. And when you navigate with the up and down button, whoops, here you can see your previous lap time. Let's stop that, delete it. You see that one? Delete is right here. So when you see something beside a button, it might be a special feature. So let's go back, and you got a halt time zone. Actually, I did create one for Oslo, but I can also create one for, let's say, Tokyo. So you move here. Actually, you're not moving on the position of the world, but the way they did it, when you do move like that, it choose a part of the world. So I want Tokyo, so move just right here. You see I've got China, maybe a little bit of Mongolia, and Japan is just right here. So I select it, and let's go down to Tokyo. I can also go like that. Oh, no, that was not this one. I did accidentally have that one. Let's do it again. I want to have Tokyo. Right there. Let's try again with that touchscreen. Let's go into T. Come on, Tokyo. All right. Select it. Rename it. Nope, that's fine. And I've got it, Tokyo, right there. This one I want to delete it. Let's select it. No. Select on the left. No. Go at the bottom, special page. Edit. And this one, change, reorder, delete zone. All right, so I've got my 2 zone just right here. And, well, that's it. So that was it for the clocks. Now, we will visit the menu, the settings menu. So if I go inside menu, of course, I will go down. We will go quickly on that one. You've got activities and apps. I don't really see the point to get access from here. It's a menu for the activities, but you can have access to that menu when you are inside the activity. So I don't really see the point of getting here. Notification and alerts, smart notification from your phone. It's here that you will manage your alerts. We will go very fast on those one because the video would last 2 days if we go inside everything. You see here we have access to watch face, glances, controls. We did already see that from the menu, from the very page of, you understand. So it's past that. Sensors and accessories, that might be handy if you want to add, let's say, a chest heart rate on or those kind of things. You would be able to add it from here. Map settings, again, we will see that later. Music, yeah, we did see that very same page from the menu inside the music, so no need. Connection, here you can connect to the Wi-Fi if you want. Yeah, you can auto-upload, Wi-Fi sync, so I can start a Wi-Fi sync. You can see your network. You can connect to it. You can do all of your things here. Audio prompt, lap alert, those kind of thing. Again, you can manage that here. User profile, that's your wave and those kind of thing. Age and safety and tracking. Can we do that here? Incident detection. You can enable that for the activity you want. So when you enable that, if you have input your people to contact in case you have an accident. I did a video about that if you want to see how you can add it. Well, if you had it there, it will contact. If your phone is in reach, it will send an email or text message. Of course, like I said, your phone need to be in reach of your watch and your phone need to be connected to a cellular network. Otherwise, it won't work. Emergency contact, those kind of things. Okay. Navigation, we'll see that later. Power management, you can manage. You can battery saver here. You can edit what will be on or off. Navigate inside it. It's pretty obvious. It's just long to explain. If we go inside system, we will see a lot of funny options. So you can change the language. There's a lot of language available. You just select it with the start stop buttons, and well, that's it. It will change the language. We can go on time to change the time, but probably you will never go there. Well, yes, maybe if you want to set it in 24-hour mode instead of AM, PM, you want to change the date format, those kind of thing. Maybe you will have access to it, but it will sync automatically, so probably you will never have to change the time a single time. The display, so you can choose to, let's say during an activity, I want to have always on and in general use. So like right now, I can disable the always on. So I will have to do that movement or press a button or touch the screen to have it on. And I can also choose the brightness. So if I want something less bright outside an activity, I can do it, but actually I like it very bright. During an activity, and as you can see that during sleep, so that was into sleep mode, I can choose to have the max brightness when I sleep if I want. That's really up to you. You choose how you want to have it. The timeout time, so as you can see, that's 4 seconds into night mode, but in general use, I can set it to the time I want. So actually it's 15 seconds. before it turns off when I do nothing. So going, system. Okay, that was display. I can have access to touch settings, satellite. Actually, it connect to all satellite system, but that's really up to you. You can choose to have GPS only. You can choose to have it off either, or you can have the multi-band. That's really up to you, but this should give more precise information, but the information is already very precise. But it will drain the battery much faster. So still up to you. Sound and vibration, you got access to that. Sleep mode, you choose what you want to have. You can schedule your sleep mode so the watch turns in sleep mode at a specific time and turn off at a specific time. You got do not disturb option. Hotkeys. Oh, that one, I love this one. I will keep that for the end. It will have its own chapter at the bottom. Auto lock format. Do we still have something interesting here? If you want to reset your watch, that's here. If you want to software update your watch, that's here. And if you want to have information about your watch, serial number, those kind of thing, it will be in about. So let's go back to that hotkeys. That's the shortcut, and that is a very lovely page. What do we have? Some of them I edit them, some of them are by default. So you remember earlier I told you about broadcast heart rate. So instead of going inside that menu, the controls menu, and go to broadcast heart rate and enable it, the only thing I have to do is to press and hold, as you can see, is to hold start. It will broadcast heart rate. So anywhere I am on the watch, if I press and hold the start button, it takes me on that page to broadcast my heart rate. So if I press the start stop button just right here, it broadcasts my heart rate and it will be connected to my Tactix in seconds. I will stop that. No need right now. This one, hold back. Remember earlier I told you if you press and hold the back button, it will take you back to the watch face. This is a shortcut, a hotkeys. You can disable that if you don't like it. You can put another feature if you don't like it either. The down music, same thing. You remember I said you press and hold the down button. It takes you to that music app. If you want to change it, you can. Start plus down. This is a one that I edit myself. Very, very handy feature. Change sport. So actually, if I press and hold those two buttons, it doesn't do anything. So the reason why is because I'm not inside an activity. You can have multi-sport activity inside the watch. So if you see, if I go down here, we'll come back. I go very quickly, but we'll come back to that later. I can have multi-sport activity, but I think it's useless because of that hotkeys, I can do start a walk. So I select walk, start it. I'm now in my walk activity. And if there's a bike just right there. Let's jump on it and switch the sport on the watch. So I press and hold those two buttons. Whoops. So I press and hold those two buttons and I select another sport. So let's go on bike. So you see I did 21 seconds of walking and I'm now on bike and I now have my bike page. Different page and different activity. So this will create a multi-sport activity at the end. So I'm done. Press the stop button. I could save this activity just like that. We'll come back to that later. Actually, I'm just going to discard it, set it to the trash, and we will go back quickly to the shortcut hotkeys. So menu button, hold, press up, go to system, and go down to hotkeys. Right there. That was a start plus down, change sport. So I have here start, and up. I can put something there. Actually, there's nothing. There's one also on back plus light, and there's one on back plus up. Remember, I told you that one is a one I put myself. So if I press those two on, I put the touchscreen to off, and if I do it again, I put the touchscreen to on. So let's say that this start plus up, I want to set something. Well, I have many options. The first one is the known. It's the one it is actually. I can have a quick access to the alarm clock. Borrow watch mode. How would you explain that one? Borrow watch mode. Most of the time, by default, the watch is on automatic mode. That makes that if I just leave the watch just right there on the desk and do nothing, the watch will fall in borrow mode. This means that it will understand that if the atmospherical pressure change, it's because it does change. However, if I'm on GPS mode and I'm actually moving, or if the watch feel that I'm moving and it felt a drop or a gain in pressure, it will tell itself that, oh, it's because I'm gaining or losing in altitude. So you can force the watch to be in borrow mode. That's what it is, but probably that almost nobody used that feature. You can have a quick access to broadcast heart rate, change sport, clocks, control, display, display settings. Display and display settings. Enable to disable display, probably. Do not disturb. Dual grid will be... you can broadcast two types of grid. So probably if you're a military, WGS 84 and the regular one. So both will be displayed. Can have a quick access to the flashlight. Yes, I know you can press and hold those two buttons, but the flashlight will be that start plus up. We'll have quick access to that one. So from here you can control. But it makes more sense on that one because it would take you to that flashlight page. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Lap, you can create a lap, lock, unlock device. Might be handy if you press start and hop. You lock the device and then you can't do anything because it's locked. So if I want to unlock it, I just have to redo the shortcut. Metronome, MOB, man overboard. So if you're on the boat and man get overboard, you record that. You quickly record that position. So let's do that. Wait for GPS, of course. I'm inside, so that will be terrible, but it will record the position you are at so you can come back to the same point later. Music control, navigation, phone, save location, screenshot. Yes, you can create a screenshot. Sight and go, feature that you can point and you can see my full playlist. That's one of the many tutorial I done on Garmin Fenix series. You can see all of those videos just right there. There's one about navigation. I did it with my good old Tactix Delta. It's the very same thing. About the sight and go, you will see how to use that. Sleep mode. Yeah, if you want to enable sleep mode quickly, stopwatch, sync time, timer, touch, wallet, watch face, Wi-Fi menu, and that's pretty much it. So that was it for the hotkeys. The next one will be about the map. Mapping. You can have access to it inside activities, but just for that video, I will go inside the map. Straight in the app. So here I am. So from the map, you can use the button or the touchscreen to zoom out, just like that. So I did zoom out, zoom in. You can use the touchscreen to move on the map and go where you want to go. You do see all those information, the name of the streets, and you see many things. And if you want to only use the buttons, you can press the start button and it will make appear those three dots. So from here you can zoom in and zoom out, and if I go to the second dot, it will change my plus and minus to up and down, like that. And if I press it again, I can go from left to right. But of course, I can still not from once you enable that, you can't use the touchscreen. But now if I go back, yes, I can use the touchscreen, and obviously it will go so much better. I can select somewhere I want to go, so I can go there, press and hold here, give me information, I press and hold again, and I can say go. It will create an itinerary on trail, running, hike, bike, whatever. So let's say I want to go there by bike. It will go back to my actual position, and it will create that beautiful blue line so I can follow the line, and it will tell me when to turn and all those information. Did I go out of that? Yes, I did go out of that. There's another way to do that, and it's a very handy feature. I will need my phone for this. So this will be inside the Garmin Explore app, this one. So if I go inside here, I am on the map. You can download the map inside the phone. You don't need to have an internet connection if you already have downloaded the map. And let's say that I want to go there. I just hold it. No, just press it. Sorry. And you say go. And it connects to the phone. You see, it's already there. I select the way I want to go there. So let's say again, by bike. I select it, and boom. I will have in few seconds my itinerary straight on the watch to go there. So it's a much quicker way to create an itinerary. You just select it with your beautiful big screen, and bam, it's on the watch. Right there. All right. Other feature, when you are on the map inside an activity, you can press and hold the menu button to reach the navigate part. So when you are inside here, if I go inside option, I have the option around me. That is very, very handy. So if I go on around me, I will just wait. That's not the one I wanted. But anyway, if I point into that direction, I would be able to see what there is over there. So those one doesn't have name. Esso, Couche-Tard, Rôtisserie Jamel. This is a restaurant. This is a convenience store. This one also. This one is a car wash, maybe? I don't know. But that's not the one I wanted. Maybe it's just accessible inside the activity. So let's say, we'll come back to that later. Okay. No, let's do that right now. We are into mapping, so let's go inside mapping. So if I go on the map, do I need to start something? I will start it. Okay, so the activity is started. I'm on the map just right here, and I will press and hold the menu button. That's where you will want to go. And you will want to go. Yes, I'm always confused with that one. It's around me. That's loading map. So that's not around me. That's the very same thing we did see. I did create a lap by pressing just right here. Again, I want to go on navigation. Point of interest. That's the one I was looking for. Okay, so let's restart that. When you are on the map, you press and hold the menu button. You go down to navigation, and then you go to point of interest. From there, you can search for what you want. Cities, food and drinks, fuel services, lodging, attraction, entertainment, recreation, shopping, transportation, auto service, community, hospital, other, geographical point, tides, and all POEs. So basically, if I'm here and let's say that I want to ride to Farnham. I know it's a city around here. I don't know where it is. I don't know how to get there. So I'm going to select cities and I just wait. You don't need internet for that. It's all built in inside the watch. And I will look for Farnham. Where is Farnham? Is it too far? Fulford should be Farnham. Right there. So I select it. I say go. And it will create me an itinerary to go to Farnham. And because actually I'm on a bike activity, it will create me an activity for an itinerary for bike. That's lovely. If we go back here to navigation, stop, bike settings, navigation here, point of interest. For example, I'm looking for an hospital just right here. I will see the nearest hospital around, and I could go to that hospital. So that's a very, very handy feature. You would also have access to back to start. So let's start again. So you're on the map. You're biking since 2 hours. You don't know where you are, and you want to come back to the hotel or whatever where you start your activity. You press and hold the menu button. You go to navigation. Navigation right there. And you go back to start. Track back or route. Track back will simply help you to follow the same track you did. And if you go on route, it will give you the shortest route available to come back to your starting point. So you won't you won't necessarily come back to the same route. That's another lovely feature, and I think that make the tour of navigation. Doesn't make the tour, but give you enough to start exploring your watch. Again, I'm showing you a lot of things, but don't worry to navigate inside the watch. Go in every menu and discover everything there is in. You can't break the watch by navigate inside it or select option. You can't break it. It's just the software. At worst case, you can reset it. But anyway, you won't need to do that. About the map, when you go into the Start-Stop menu and you go down to Map Manager, you can, if you go inside Topo Active Maps, you see actually you will have the map of the continent where you purchased the watch from. And if you go on Add Map, yes, it will search for your Wi-Fi network. Actually, I'm in a moving situation, so I'm not at my place. So it won't find my Wi-Fi network. I would need to go inside the Wi-Fi menu to add another one, so I will not wait for this. But you would find the other continent, and you would be able to download it. The download will be very, very, very slow. But you don't need to connect your phone to anything. It will just take hours, and it will be inside your watch. You can still wearing the watch and keep doing your stuff. It will download in the background. So yeah, that's some maps that are loaded, but you can have access to those maps right there. Next one will be the activity, probably the most important chapter of that video, and I did keep it for the end. So from here, you are on the main page, you want to start an activity, you will go on the Start Stop button. When you will press it for the first time, it will ask you to select your favorite activities. So that's what I did done. So that's my favorite activities. But it's not because you don't select it at first that you can't select it later. Actually, if you go at the very bottom of that page, you can go on the plus right there and select another sport. You can create a multi-sport mode like I show you. And yeah, you can select one of those many sport and others, of course. If you want to edit it, let's say that I want to have my hike first, or no, so let's say that I want to put my trail run last. I will press and hold here and remove from favorite, reorder app right there, and move it right there, just like that. Okay, so let's say that I want to start a bike activity. So I select it, and now I'm inside my bike activity. I can start the activity just by pressing here. Actually, you can see here that the green light is the GPS signal. So when it's green, that means it's ready, but I just never wait for it. I just start the activity, and it finds the GPS position kind of quickly. So start the activity. You see that play logo, and you know it's start. Actually, you can see an average speed. It's because I'm inside. Don't worry, I'm not moving. It's just because the live track. Come back to that later. It's just because I'm inside and the GPS position is poor, so it see me moving a bit. That's a page that I did change. It's not the default one for biking. I'll show you how to do that. So let's clean that a little bit. If I press and hold the menu button, okay, let's. I will tell you what is live track. It's a feature that you can enable inside the bike settings. I think it's the live track here. No, that one you enable it inside the phone, but I can disable it from here. Whatever. It share my actual location to the people that I want to share it with them. So I put it by default that when I do start an activity, they know where I am. So if something happened to me, they will know where I am. Okay, so the first option you will see is bike settings. And from here, you have data screens. So on data screens, we have the same page as we have seen at the beginning with the map. And I can also add a new screen with something else. What do we have? HR gauge, power, stamina, virtual partner. That might be a great feature to talk about later if I don't forget about it. Okay, right here we have our page. Let's say that this one, let's say that I want to change. Oh, that's a great page for elevation. All right. Let's make that one more simple with bigger information. So I'm going to press the edit button just right here, and I will change the layout. So you can have between 8 information. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to a minimum of just 1 information. But let's put a 3 information page. So here I've got data fields. All right, so I've got my first one blinking. I can select it if I want to change it. Everything is in fields, so I can put a distance field, speed fields, heart rate, stamina, cadence field, power fields, temperature field, elevation compass, and all those things. There's a lot of things. So let's say yes, speed. No, at first I want to have my heart rate. So let's find the heart rate field. Heart rate fields. All right, inside it I got my heart rate with the gauge, a heart rate zone, heart rate chart, rate zone. See, heart rate max. You got a lot of heart rate information, but let's say I want to put that one, heart rate gauge. All right, the next one will be distance. That's fine to me. So let's go to the next one, and the next one will be, I could put speed. So inside speed, I would have average speed, lap speed, and those things. Or I can simply go for, that was the heart rate, distance, and let's set speed. Yeah, speed. Speed fields right here, and speed, average speed, lap speed, average lap speed, maximum speed, vertical speed, like that. So I've got my page. So yeah, there's a lot of information you can find here. I did a very great video explaining every option. It's available just right here. That will be enough for that one. Okay, so that's, oops. I did go back and create a lap. Okay. Bike settings. What else do we have inside bike settings? You can create alerts if you want to add an alert if your heart rate goes too high or too low. If you want to keep a certain speed after a certain time, distance, power, number of calories burns, and custom, you can even have a reminder to drink or eat after some time or some distance. It's up to you. You can customize everything. If we go inside auto lap, that is a feature that when you create a lap like we've just seen, it will create something just like that. After some time, you will see that. This means that lap 1 is over. That lap lasts 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and this will be the total time. So actually, it's the same time because it's the first lap. But if we go here, you can choose the information you want to have on the auto lap, and actually, the auto lap is at 5 kilometers. So if I come here, I can change the distance, and if you don't want to have that notification after every 5 kilometer, you can put the auto lap to off. That's, again, really up to you. By default, it's on 5 kilometers on bike, and on pretty much other sport, it's on every 1 kilometer. Another feature that I love is the auto climb. Auto climb here, as you can see, I've got a run screen and a climb screen. So run speed, here I can select the page that I want. So that will be my running. Oops. See, that's a lap. So lap 2, time of the lap, total time. My bad. Again. Let's return to bike settings and auto climb here. So do I want it enabled always or when not navigating? And okay, so round screen, data screen, I select it. So I say it's that one. All right. And I got a climb screen and I select it and I say it's that one. It's just an example. Doesn't make sense, but it's just an example. So yeah, do you want to invert the color from white on black to black on white? At what speed of climbing you want it to happen? So you don't need actually to climb 350 meters for it to show up. It's just at the point you reach 350 meters per hour of climbing speed, it will switch. Yeah, I think it's pretty much it for those options. Those very great options. Yeah. What else do we have? I think this we have to do that before we start the activity, so I'll come back to that. When you are inside the activity, of course, still you can navigate from a page to another inside here, but you can again press and hold the back button to come back to the main page and navigate into the glance and the main page if you would like. That doesn't stop the activity, it keeps going on. You see it's remained 17 hours of battery because the activity is still running, and you just press the start button if you want to come back to that activity. Then if you want to pause the activity, you press the start stop button. It does stop the activity. And of course I can resume, I can save it, I can resume later. So if you stop at a restaurant, you have to spend a few hours without biking, say resume later, you fall back to the main page. And finally, if you want to restart it, you just press, it can be in a few minutes, in a few hours, and maybe even tomorrow. You press the start button and it's restarted. Again, start, you can restart the activity, pause, and we have some options. So you can create a lap, you can choose from here to go back to start. You can recovery heart rate, what is that one? Not even sure what this one is, sorry. And you can discard it. That's what I will do right now. Another feature that I love, let's say that, let's go for a run. I think it's there on bike mode, but I'm just very sure it's on here. So if I go up here, I can create a round trip course. So I can say that I want to run a 10K in any direction, or straight to north, east, south, or west. Let's go in any direction, and it will look for a 10K itinerary. You just have to wait a few minutes, few seconds, and it will create an itinerary. You will have 3 options. You select the one that you want, you start, and you just follow the course. That is a great feature if you are somewhere you don't know, you just want to discover random things around you. We should have something quite quickly now. All right, we've got a 7.3 kilometers run. It could do better. That's why we're gonna have some more option, but still, we're not that far from 10K. Oh, this one, 10.6. All right, that's better. And the other one, 11.6. And you also have the numbers of meter you will climb on that one. So that's 3 options you have. What else do we have? We have run settings. Run settings. That's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, sorry, I did find it. It's just, I think they just changed the name. So before you start the activity, if you press the menu button and you go down to training, and you go down to set a target, right there, you can set a distance and time target, right there. So let's say I want to do a 10K, and I want to do it, enter manually. I want to do it inside 1 hour. Actually, I can go back to 1 hour, like that. And I accept it. It will create me a page with a ghost. It will give me my estimated finish time, and it will show me. So the ghost will run at a constant speed to reach that 10 kilometers in 1 hour. And it will show you if that ghost is in front or behind you. So you will know if you are on target or not. So yeah, that's another page you can add. But still, there is so many other page or things you can add. I made that video so you get comfortable using your watch. Again, they're all the same because I show it to you on the Epix. Just make it easier to read on the screen. So they are the very same watch. I did that video so you get more comfortable to discover your watch. You have still plenty of things to discover on it. You can ask question in the comment. I can do other tutorial video. That will be my pleasure. But I wanted to make that big video so you know how to use your watch. So I hope you have enjoyed. So this is it. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps. If yes, please smash the like button. If you are planning to buy this watch, you can see my link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can find me back easily next time you need help. If you want to see my other tutorial about this watch, you can see my playlist just right here. And you can also find me on my main channel just right there. Thank you for watching. Take care and see ya.